Hi guys, it's Esther at Lash Stuff. Today I just want to go over the 6 different adhesives that we carry, their dry times, and when we would use each of the different adhesives. I know that when we're first getting started, it's a little bit hard to decide which adhesive you're going to use. That just all kind of goes off of how fast you can apply it. Each different adhesive has a different dry time. They're each just slightly different in consistency so that you can find the best fit for yourself. So I'll go over each and every one of them. I'll let you know the dry times and all of that. Hopefully this can help you decide which adhesive is going to work best for you. So first off, we have the Black Diamond adhesive. The Black Diamond adhesive is one of our top sellers, but it is a kind of a difficult adhesive to use. You only have 1 second. It dries in 1 second. So from the second that you dip into your adhesive to when you place it, you have 1 second in order to receive a full bond from your adhesive onto your natural lash. If you do not place it within that 1 second, you'll still get it to adhere to the lash, but the lashes may start to pop off in the next day or two, or maybe a week. So you need to make sure that you are able to apply the lash within that 1 second. It does dry in 1 second. It has a 5 to 6 week retention. You know, we cycle through our lashes every 6 to 8 weeks. So during that time, you'll have lashes that'll cycle out, they'll fall out. So you won't have a full set for those 6 to 8 weeks, you know, the whole time, because they're all in a different growth cycle. So that's the Black Diamond adhesive. It is one of our top sellers, but like I said, it is a very difficult adhesive to use sometimes if we're not at that 1 second dry time. I find that a lot of people have been lashing for a long time, but not just because we have been lashing for a long time means that we are at that 1 second dry time. We may be at that 1 second dry time, but one thing that I noticed when I first started using it is that I was faster, but if I had a client that maybe I was a friend of mine and we'd start talking, I'd dip into my adhesive and I'd be a little slower while I was applying it, then I'd have lashes pop off. And it was because I was only getting a partial bond rather than a full bond. So once I realized that, then, you know, when I came to work, I was applying my lashes. I was just very focused on getting those lashes to apply within that 1 second. Next, we have our Blue Sapphire. Blue Sapphire is our top seller right now. The Blue Sapphire is very easy to use. It's kind of more like a very well-rounded adhesive for you know, mid to expert level stylist. It does dry in 1.5 seconds, so it gives you just that ½ second longer. One thing that I've noticed is that ½ second makes a world of a difference. So you have a little bit more time from when you dip to when you apply to get that full bond. It also has the 5 to 6 week retention. And again, because it says it has a 5 to 6 week retention does not mean that all of the lashes will stay on for that long. Our lashes are cycling out. So we will have, you know, to fill in those lashes that have cycled out and new ones have grown in. It only comes in a 5 ml bottle. So that's a very good amount for lash stylists. I find that I never go through an entire bottle. Every month I replace my glue every 30 days, just out of habit. It does have a guarantee of 30 days, so it will last you 30 to 60 days. Next, we have our Dark Lash that is very similar to our Blue Sapphire. This one only comes in a 10 ml bottle, so the only difference between those two is that it's a bigger bottle, so you may not go through all of it before it's time to replace your bottle of adhesive. It also has a 5 to 6 week retention. It's a mid-level to expert level adhesive. It also has that 5 to 6 week retention, so very good glue to use. Great choice of adhesive, just depending on how much adhesive you're using. You'll decide whether you want to use the 5 ml or the 10 ml. Next, we have our Black Jasper. Our Black Jasper is a very well-rounded adhesive. This one has a 2 second dry time. Great adhesive for when we're, you know, we started out, maybe we've been lashing for a good 6, 7 months, maybe even 8. We want to move up to something a little bit faster. That's a great adhesive. It also has that 5 to 6 week retention. As I mentioned earlier, they all are just slightly different in consistency to find what works best for you. But this is a great adhesive from when like I said, you've been lashing for 6, 7, 8 months. You want to move up to something a little bit faster. This is a good adhesive to use. And also it's a great adhesive to use. Sometimes, we have clients that come in and maybe they've had a reaction with a different adhesive. It is a very well-rounded adhesive. It could possibly work and they may not get that reaction. But again, just using, your professional judgment and using knowledge, doing like a patch test prior would work really well. But this is a 2-second dry time adhesive, works really well. Next, we have our gold standard adhesive. Our gold standard adhesive is for our beginners. It dries in 3 to 5 seconds. It's a great adhesive when we're first starting. We use this in our classic eyelash extension classes. We know that when we take that class, it's normally for beginners. So we use this one. This one is a great adhesive because if we are still just struggling just a little, placing our eyelash extensions onto our natural lash, it gives us enough time to be able to just pull it right off if it's not placed correctly. So you have 3 to 5 seconds on this adhesive. The retention is 3 to 4 weeks with proper application and also the client's care. So great adhesive when you're just getting started there. Again, it is just slightly different in consistency from the rest so that you can find what best suits you. Last but not least, we have our sensitive adhesive. Sensitive adhesive is for those clients that maybe have tried every other adhesive and it has not worked. They keep having allergic reactions or just a reaction to any other adhesive. This is used more for a last resort. It only has a 10 to 14 day retention, so very, very low retention. Again, it is a sensitive adhesive, so it's gonna have a really low retention. It dries in 5 to 6 seconds, so it takes a lot longer to dry. This one here is a lot thicker in consistency than all of our other adhesives. But one thing I do want to mention is when our clients have had an allergic reaction to the cyanoacrylic inside the adhesive for extensions, not even a sensitive glue is going to work for them because all adhesives have that cyanoacrylic inside the adhesive for extensions. The sensitive may just be a little bit lower, but it's still in there. The cyanoacrylic is what allows our lashes to stick. That's how the adhesive sticks. So it all has it. The sensitive is just going to be a little bit lighter on the cyanoacrylic, but it still has it. So it's not going to necessarily be a great fit for those people who have had the allergy to the cyanoacrylic inside the adhesive. Like I said, it is a lot thicker, so I'm going to demo a couple of these adhesives just so you could see the difference between the two. And I want to show how thick the sensitive adhesive is. That way you don't think, hey, if you order a bottle, you receive the sensitive adhesive, it is a lot thicker. I don't want you to think, hey, maybe this glue is bad because it's a lot thicker. That's just the consistency of it. So you'll notice once you order it, it is a lot thicker. So I am going to go ahead and demo those two here. I'll just demo two different ones just so you could see the difference. So first I'm going to start with my black diamond adhesive. So I'm just going to shake that here. I'm going to dispense 1 drop here. I'll clean this out. Another thing, when you're using your adhesive and you dispense your drop of adhesive, you always want to make sure that you're cleaning the top and that you could see right through that opening of the adhesive before you place your cap back on the bottle. The reason we do that is because if we don't do that, it'll seal our cap to our bottle. And then our bottle of adhesive is no longer any good. So I'm going to take a lash here and I'll dip into my adhesive. And again, I am demoing the black diamond. So once I dip, I pull it back out. It doesn't look like there's really any adhesive on my lash. And that's how you want every single lash to look once you're placing them. It is more like a water-like consistency, so very thin. If I come in and I come out super quick, I'll pick up the little beads, and we don't want that on our eyelash extensions because that's when our clients start to feel those beads right at the base of their extensions. They start to pull on them and then they'll pull out their natural lash. So another thing, when you're going and dipping into your adhesive, you want to come in and dip and come out slowly so that we don't carry out any of the beads of the glue. So if I come in and pull out fast, I get those little beads. If that happens, simply just dip right back into your adhesive and then pull it back out slowly, and then you won't have any of the glue beads on your eyelash extensions. So I just wanted you to see here the difference in how thin and water-like consistency the black diamond is. And this is very similar to our blue sapphire, our dark lash, our black jasper, and our gold standard. They're very similar in consistencies. So now I want to show you the difference between the sensitive and the black diamond adhesive. So notice how that one's already a lot thicker, just right when I dispense that. So I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to clean this off. That way I don't seal my cap to my bottle. So that's the sensitive there. So I'm going to pick up a lash here and dip it into my sensitive. And notice how it kind of like strings a little because it's a lot thicker and it's a lot easier to pick up that bead. So you have to come in and come out really, really slow so that you don't pick up any beads. But between the the black diamond and the sensitive is going to be a lot thicker. So if you order this adhesive, and maybe you've ordered some of our other adhesives prior, it's not going to be the same consistency. It's going to be a lot thicker in consistency, but that's just the consistency of the sensitive adhesive. I'll just demo this one more time between the black diamond and the sensitive. Again, the sensitive is going to be a lot thicker in consistency. Oh, I picked up two, drop one. So you'll see right when I'm pulling it out, it strings just a little bit, and that's just the consistency of that adhesive, and it's a lot easier to pick up those big beads of adhesive. Alrighty. All right, so that's all I have for today. I wanted to go through and talk about the different adhesives because I find that's something that we kind of struggle with, figuring out what adhesive we're going to use. Like I said, our gold standard is for our beginners to mid-level lash stylists. When you're a little bit more comfortable with that gold standard, you can move up to the black jasper that gives you 2 seconds. The gold standard gives you 3 to 5 seconds. And then the black jasper will give you 2 seconds. And that's how long it takes to dry. Our dark lash and our blue sapphire gives you 1.5 seconds. And then our fastest drying adhesive would be the black diamond. Okay, thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.